following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 19 in season number 4, the final season of the NRLOA Turkey Hill Series. We are here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Penn Grade 250, 20 laps of action around the Brickyard, one of the most famed racetracks in the world. Going to disrupt that point standings a little bit more at the end of the day. Of course, 10 races left in the season until we crown a champion, and it's getting pretty good up top. It's starting to spread out a little bit. We're starting to see who might have a legitimate chance at winning this championship. It's going to be very fascinating to see who gets it done when we hit Homestead in September. I'm alongside Nathan Stapleton. You won the IROC race here back in December. What does it take to win in a place like this in a stock car? An Indy car is totally different, but these stock cars, they go a lot slower. And trying to maneuver your way from the back to the front here is a little bit more difficult.
Oh, you have to have a good call. You can't have a tight call. You can't have a loose call. And the draft on these small straightaways, who can take the race speed, or who can away easily, because the draft is so key. And with this track being so narrow, that going 3 wide might huge clashes.
It definitely could. This track is kind of edgy at times. We're going to try to make sure we don't have any problems. Have it 102% strength, so that should keep us at a pretty low key. But what's not been low-key is the points battle. It's been pretty intense. We now have Ryan Madden in the points lead after he won at the Indianapolis Raceway Park last weekend. 468 points towards the championship for him. Alex Bonksino only 12 points behind. Isaac Redmond 23 behind. Sebastian Kukolan is now 4th in the points, 40 behind. And Nick Smith, who starts 5th for this race, is 44 points behind coming into today's event. Let's go ahead and get these guys to roll off. Yang Canario in the number 22, the Road America winner with the pole here at Indianapolis. He's alongside the guy who's actually last in the points now, Cameron Gaju, a veteran driver who's had a miserable season. But he does have the name for the race tomorrow. He gave me that name back in the day, and we've used it ever since. So Cameron Gaju has something going for him this weekend in Indianapolis. The number 6 machine, that is Josh Crash alongside Colton Yo in the number 98. Nick Smith alongside Angel O'Fara in row number 3. Jordan Lopez alongside the 14 of Ashlyn Boyd in row 4. Casey Hoffman alongside the 00 of Alex Russell. Caleb Hoffman won this race in season number 1. So Casey get his first career Napa Fan win here today at Indianapolis. We're going to have to see. Everybody's rolling off, which is good. We have to have everybody start each race here in the Turkey Hill Series, and every series we do here on Napa Fan, and looking forward to see how this goes. And yes, I did say earlier on, this is the final season of the Turkey Hill Series. There's just not going to be any time to do this series next year or in future years, but Turkey Hill will be moving to sponsor the Truck Series from now on. So Season 5 of the Turkey Hill Truck Series beginning at the end of September this year. Definitely looking forward to that, and we will continue running the Truck Series from year to year here on Napa Fan, so definitely looking forward to that. Who do you think is going to get this win? 20 laps of action. There will be pit stops. My eyes on Casey Hoffman in this race, but who do you think?
Well, Casey Hoffman is a good pick. but track precision is key, so I'd say if we're in the top 10 or even top 15, you probably have a good chance at getting that W.
And Casey Hoffman is in the top 15, in the top 10 actually, starts 9th for this race. Very good opportunity for him to possibly get a victory here today at the Brickyard. It's one of my favorite races of the year for the Turkey Hill Series. I absolutely love this place, and even though in real life it's not too good, it's pretty good here, so buckle up for a great race here for the Penn Grade 250. We're Green Flag Racing in the holy grail of racing at Indianapolis. Hard in the outside. That was Trey Wright in the 39. And down the backstretch, he along with Ryan Kendall wrecked. And like you said, Nathan, 3 wide here does not work out. And they were probably 3 wide back in there. Race back to the line. Yin Canario still out front in the number 22. With Josh Crash, Nick Smith, Jordan Lopez, and Cameron Gaju, the top 5. Canario will easily win the race back to the line. And on the first lap of the race, a wreck here at the Brickyard.
Yeah, probably 3 wide gone wrong, but I don't understand why you would go 3 wide and turn 2 lap 1 in the 20 lap race though.
Good thing is, it does appear only 2 drivers were involved, Ryan Kendall and Trey Wright, but I don't think they're going to have a chance of getting the victory here today. Canario is going to stay out front, and little ways to the pit lane, so we're going to go ahead and review the crash first and then see if anybody comes down the pit lane here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Well, they were in fact 3 wide entering turn number 2 right at the start of the race too. You see Alex Mann to the inside of Ryan Kendall, and Kendall got in the Trey Wright. That sent the 39 in the outside wall hard. Right there, pretty hard impact for the 39 machine, and then you see Alex Mann get bumped around a little bit there. Adam Lewis tapped Ryan Kendall, but other than that, it was a minor accident. Of course, this did happen in the back of the field. If this happened, say, top 5, we would have had a massive accident off the corner, but thankfully, it was at the end of the field, and only 2 drivers got involved.
As you can see, 3 wide, the 39 just came down on the 97, and then bam, huge hit for the 39. 20 got a piece of it, and the 89 as well. Luckily, only 4 drivers, but that's going to ruin the 39 and 97 stay.
Yeah, Ryan Kendall, the winner at Dover, has had it tough since that win at Dover. And it's not going to be a victory here today at the Brickyard. We're going to go ahead and see if anybody came down the pit lane, then get to the restart in the Penn Grade 250 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We actually had another accident on the cool-down lap. Bonsignor getting the Fisher G and Sebastian Kukulon. Ryan Madden as well with a bit of damage. Matt Tuck went around. And I think that's Emmett Juckham. Or Emmett Juckham ended up getting stuck in first gear. Yeah, he does have some damage in the 52. There's Isaac Redman. You know, everybody in the top 5 except for Nick Smith was involved in that accident. There's Ryan Madden, our points leader, with heavy damage. Bonsignor got some damage in the 01. And Redmond in the 25, and Kukulon in the 42, and then they all kind of jam up behind him here. You see Alex Mann, he was initially involved in that accident. And they all got stuck behind him at Juckham. Juckham is stuck in first gear. And he can only go 40 miles an hour, so that's why we got this big gap right now. Hopefully it'll clear up. Jamie Lee came down the pit lane, but most of the leaders stayed out, so we'll see what happens on the restart with Yin Canario as the leader here in the Penn Grade 250. We are back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Penn Grade 250, and already a quarter of the way through the race as we're going to restart on lap 6 of 20. Hopefully that will be the only accident of the day. But you never know when you come to a place like this. Yin Canario, the leader. Josh Crash, Nick Smith. I mean, he's 44 off the points lead, so I don't think he can take the points lead at the end of the day. But with all those other guys getting involved in accidents, he is definitely going to close in on that championship. He is an ARCA champion. Won the Season 1 ARCA championship back at the beginning of 2016. So we'll have to see if he gets his second championship this season. He's got a good chance. Jordan Lopez and Cameron Gadget, the top 5. Casey Hoffman there. Now, Jamie Lee was the first guy to come down the pit lane. I'm assuming he'll be the first guy off. He is right there behind Griffin Lynn. Currently in the 22nd position. Everybody behind him, I believe, has come down. Kukulon's down. Alex Bongsner, they were involved in the accidents. The only guy completely out of the race is Isaac Redmond. And, tough break for Redmond because he came into this race 23 behind the points leader. It's going to be a lot more than that exiting here at the Brickyard. Canario has led every lap so far. Takes the green flag back at the Penn Grade 250. Josh Crash trying to close in here. That single file draft is very significant here at Indianapolis, and a much orderly first lap under green right there. Everybody single file, but I really got to tell you, I like the racing we get here in Indianapolis. It's a lot like, I didn't see the Xfinity race here last year, but I think it's a lot like how that Xfinity race was, and it's pretty decent racing. But Canario has led every lap so far, and that happened in Season 2. Nicholas Gratton led every single lap here at Indianapolis to come home with the victory in the Turkey Hill Series race there. And so far, Canario's done the same here today, but I don't know if he's going to lead them all. And number 6 at Josh Crash to the inside with help from Nick Smith. He's going to take it away on the inside of the 22 entering turn 1.
Watch out for the 8, though. He's going to try to get second away from the 22.
Not going to be able to get the run on the inside there, but it is Josh Crash out front of the number 6. He won at South Boston earlier this season, dominated that event, led all but one lap, and he almost won Texas. We got to apologize for using the new version of Texas. That was stupid. But he could not make it to the end, and Cookie Helms ended up getting the victory in that event. Canario right back on the number 6 here. Nick Smith in third. Jordan Lopez, great to see him run up front. He's had a very tough season in that number 51. And Casey Hoffman in the 33, and I think he keeps on getting closer and closer to his first victory. He almost won at IRP last week, but he just could not hold off Ryan Madden in that one on that last restart, and Madden ended up taking the victory to take the points lead away. But Hoffman doing a great job so far in the Turkey Hill Series, especially as of late, and he just very well could get his first career victory here very shortly. How about Dale Salzman? This is the place he got his first career Napa fan win in the Aero Electric Pro Series last year. And he's going to go to the inside of Hoffman for the 5th position as they stay out front. It's Ian Canario taking the lead away from Josh Crash on lap 8 of 20 here at Indianapolis.
So with this race being only 20 laps, if this race stays green all the way, it's going to just blow on by.
It definitely will, but there will be a set of pit stops for everybody, and I think everyone, including the guys who came down, are going to have to make another set of stops in this race. Nick Smith looking to the inside of Ian Canario, entering turn number 1. Doesn't have any help this time. Actually, he does. Josh Crash going to push him right by. So Nick Smith out front here in Indianapolis. He gets around Ian Canario. Lap 9 of 20. Josh Crash is going to drive right by the 22. Here comes Lopez and Hoffman trying to capitalize on the loss of momentum by the number 22. Lopez going to move to the inside. Salzman trying to still work on Caleb Hoffman. Casey Hoffman, excuse me there. I haven't done that too much, but I did it right there, so I'm sorry. But Casey Hoffman stuck on the outside now as Salzman gets by, and Salzman might get a nose to the inside of the 22. Hamid still putting up a great battle with Salzman here for the 5th position. They remain side by side, but Nick Smith leads lap 9 here in the Penn Grade 250 at Indianapolis. Got Jake West running up in the top 10 right now. Cameron Gaju started on the outside pole. He fell back initially. He's up to 8th. Eli Bright in the 48, and Angel Olvera, our Atlanta winner. And I keep on saying, you know, he's our Atlanta winner. He's not part of the Turkey Hill Hot Seat program because he is part owner of the Zidell Motorsports team in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, but we don't really mention it that much, so I feel bad about that for Mr. Olvera, but here he is in the top 10 right now. Eli Bright to the inside of Cameron Gaju. That's an edgy move right there, but Gaju's going to stay out front. That outside lane works very well off of turn number 4, and oh boy.
Pit stops.
We're going to get some pit stops halfway into the race here. There's a couple of the JD Motorsports guys. That's the number 4 of Cookie Helms, Nicholas Wade, Alex Russell. They're going to cross the line exactly at halfway. Oh boy, that makes me nervous. Some of these guys might be able to make it on 1, while others have to go in for 2. Christian Master, Ryan Madden is in, our points leader. Not at Griffin Lynn. The good thing is a lot of these guys work deep in the field, so it shouldn't affect the lead battle too much, but we'll have to see how this race goes along. Here's Josh Crash trying to take the lead away from the number 8 of Nick Smith. We've only had 3 different leaders so far in this race as we're halfway. Canario, Nick Smith, and Josh Crash. Smith is going to stay out there, so Crash is not going to lead this lap. Actually, he's not.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, an edgy move there by the number 8 of Nick Smith. As he kind of accelerated a little bit more there and drove around the outside and came down the pit lane ahead of the 6. So great move there by Nick Smith to stay out front as they came down the pit lane. Jamie Lee, Nathan Faden. I believe they might be the only 2. No, there's a few guys back in here. Bonchino is still out there in the 01. As you see the rest of these guys who came down the first time coming off the pit lane. You got to watch for those guys merging back onto the racetrack. Sometimes it does not work too well. We saw it in the Indianapolis 250 where a guy ended up lepaging the field, and we see that a little too often here in Indianapolis. Right there, the edgy spot here in Indianapolis. I think everyone got through that time, which is good, and the green flag is still out. There's Canario in the first pit stall. Nick Smith was the first guy down the pit lane. He's going to win the race off of those guys who came down. He's going to get a bit of a gap on Josh Crash as well.
And
around!
Oh,
Emmett Juckham and Adam Lewis. I don't know if the caution will come out. It will. And with that, the strategy play worked out for Jamie Lee and Nathan Faden. But I don't know how this is all going to shake out here. Our second caution of the day here at Indianapolis, and it happens to happen right during green flag pit stops. I think all these guys are going to be able to pass the pace car, because they are going to drive by. They're still racing back to the line. Actually, for those guys who have pit stalls behind the start-finish line who came down that time, I don't know if they're actually going to get a chance at getting back on the lead lap here. They're all going to stay on the lead lap, and as a matter of fact, these guys are going to come down. So in the end, it's not going to mess up anybody, which is good. We do not want that to happen again. So all these guys have yet to come down the pit lane, and I would expect most of them to come down this time. I don't even see Bonchino here, so it looks like Bonchino had come down already. All these guys are going to drive back around and get on the lead lap, which is pretty solid right there. Only a few guys a lap down. I think those were a lot of the guys who came down initially, and they were deep in the field. But we're going to see who comes down here, and looks like they're all going to. All those guys staying out are on the tail end here, so they're going to actually get in the way of our leaders when we restart. So Jamie Lee down the pit lane as our leader. Nathan Faden. And the 40 of Fisher G also staying out there. And Ryan Kendall, Alex Mann, the 42 machine, Sebastian Cucalon. And we'll have to see where all these guys come out, because it's going to be interesting, because I think we're going to end up with Nick Smith back in the lead. But don't quote me on that. Yes, it will be Nick Smith out front. But Cucalon might actually be second here, so we're going to have to see. I'm still trying to figure it out. But either way, it's going to be a great race to the finish. But let's first go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the day here in the Penn Grade 250.
What happened was that the 20 washed up into the 97 down, and the 20 just turned them. But watch this save that the 97 does. Keeps it off the inside wall through the glass. And he somehow saves it when he comes back onto the track, but the 20 nowhere to go into the 52. Big hit into the outside wall.
And we did see Emmett Juckham have that issue earlier on when he was stuck in first gear under the yellow, and I believe that part of that issue was right there. He was kind of slow on the racetrack, and I don't think Adam Lewis was too patient, resulting in that accident, bringing out the second caution of the day. I'm going to replay this in real time, following Adam Lewis, and I'm kind of surprised by Kendall there. Great job by Ryan Kendall to avoid any contact coming off there. Not many people do that. But Lewis was the guy who started all that, and he gets the worst of it, unfortunately. This shakes up the field a little bit. We'll have to see who the leader is. Of course, we do know that is, in fact, Nick Smith. But Kukulon there in second. He stayed out. I think he still has to make a pit stop, but I don't quite know. Everybody's all over the place. See if we can find them here as they were coming off the pit lane. I don't know if he actually did come down, and Bongsinor came down as well, so watch out for those guys. They might actually be in position to possibly get this win now. We'll have to see. Let's go ahead and get to the restart here in the Penn Grade 250 at Indianapolis. It's the Brickyard race for the Turkey Hill Series. Nick Smith, the leader, at the Brickyard. Back here at Indianapolis, it will be 4 laps to go to the finish in the Penn Grade 250. And I consider this race to actually be the crown jewel event of the Turkey Hill Series. I know it's like the worst race in the Xfinity Series, but I love it in this series. Indianapolis is such a special place, no matter what you're driving. And to win at this historic place is definitely a special moment in your career, and somebody might get it done here today. Somebody has to get it done. Somebody's going to win the thing. We'll have to find out who it is. It's Nick Smith out front. Kukulon really cashed in there. He's up to second now. He came down right when the caution came out. Got his pit stop, stayed on the lead lap, and he's second. Josh Crash, Jordan Lopez, Casey Hoffman, Dale Salzman, Cookie Helms, Alex Russell, Alex Bonsignor. He's going to be our points leader at the end of the race if he gets a top 10 there. And Noah Clifton, the top 10 starting positions for the restart with 4 laps to go. And all these lap cars in the way of Nick Smith, including our points leader Ryan Madden. And remember, you got Alex Bonsignor back in there, only 12 points off the points lead coming into this race. Madden could hold him up here. So we'll have to see what the 24 does. But either way, they keep it clean throughout the lead lap cars. And Nick Smith is still stuck behind Ryan Madden. He's pushing him past Trey right here. Sebastian Kukulon, Josh Crash, they're all bunching up. They're going to get a little edgy here if they don't get around these lap cars in front of them. But Nick Smith stays out front here in Indianapolis, coming to 3 laps to go in the Penn Grade 250.
These guys just have to be patient because they have all kinds of cars at the tail end of the lead lap and they have to get by them. 8 gets by to 42 and soon will the 6.
So all those guys are going to have a chance at victory. You really got to hand it to Kukulon. He finished second in IRP, comes into this race 40 behind. He's not going to be able to get around Ryan Madden for the points lead at the end of the day, but he is definitely in the closest way up to that top of the leaderboard in the points, and he's right now running second right behind the number 8. And he's going for his 3rd win of the season as well. Got the win at Daytona and New Hampshire. And he has had a strong season in his rookie campaign in the NRLOA. We'll have to see what he can do here on Nick Smith. But the thing is, got all these lap cars in the way. There really isn't a place for Kukulon to pass Nick Smith. So that's good news for Nick Smith. But Kukulon's going to try to move to the inside here. It's going to be 2 laps to go this time for the number 8. Now Nick Smith comes into this race 5th in the points. He and Kukulon are going to be dead even at the end of the race if they finish where they're running right now, because I believe it's a 4-point gap between the leader and second place. Might be 5, so if Nick Smith wins, he'll actually jump Kukulon in the points. But he's got his teammate in between him and Kukulon right now, and that's exactly what Nick Smith needs to see if he wants to get this victory here in Indianapolis.
Kukulon, I was in the booth at Daytona, he won. I was in the booth at New Hampshire, he won. Now I'm in the booth at Indy. Can he get his 3rd win? I don't know. He has to get by that 78 though if he wants to have any chance.
Either way, a great day for Sebastian Kukulon in the points. See if he can finish where he is. We'll have to see if he can push Tyson Conway past the number 8, but I don't think Conway's going to try to pass his teammates. So white flag for Nick Smith, looking for his 1st win of the season. And at Indianapolis as well. Definitely a great place to get your 1st win in the Turkey Hill Series. And I think he's going to do it. I really don't think Conway's going to let that 42 by. And either way, Kukulon's just a little too far behind to catch up to the 8. So how about this for Nick Smith? He got the lead when the caution came out, stayed there after the cycle of pit stops, and here he is in position to put his name right in championship contention heading into the last 9 races of the season. Kukulon will not get there in time. And Nick Smith in the number 8 holds on to get the victory in the Penn Grade 250. Nick Smith kisses the bricks here today at Indianapolis in the Turkey Hill Series. He wins the Penn Grade 250. And he is going to be top 3 in the points at the end of the day, most likely. I really don't know. It's going to be tight because you had Alex Boxenor finish 8th right there, Kukulon finishing 2nd. You're definitely going to want to see those points at the end of the day here in Indianapolis. But either way, Nick Smith, the winner in the Penn Grade 250, holding on the rest of the field near the end to get the victory at the Brickyard.
College ball victory, and you know that was small team strategy with the 8 and the 78. 78 not letting the 42 by, and that was what allowed Smith to get the win.
It definitely was. Kukulon might not be too happy with Conway after that one, but Conway was going about the same speed as the rest of the leaders there, so not really too much that Conway could have done there. But you see the rest of the results right there. Nick Smith, Sebastian Kukulon, Dale Salzman, Josh Crash, Cookie Helms, Casey Hoffman, Jake West, Bonsignor, Lopez, and Bright, the top 10 here in Indianapolis. And Colton Yo had a tire issue. He's going to finish 39th. Conway, Master, and Trey Wright, the only guys that officially finished a lap down. Everybody else, all those guys on the tail end, they didn't get passed by Nick Smith, and the only guy stuck on the tail end there because of the caution coming out there. But the good thing is it did not mess up Nick Smith and all those other guys who were leading before the caution came out, so they had a decent race today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tomorrow morning is a big day, though, for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series here at Indianapolis. The Rays Dives and Tubing 400, the last race before the chase. Who's going to make it into the 10-driver playoff system? We'll have to find out at the end of the day tomorrow. 32 laps here at the Brickyard for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series drivers. It's going to be intense. And we do know Brad Stover's locked in, but who else is going to get locked in? We're going to have to find out in that very critical race to end the regular season in Season 7 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. But anyways, Nathan, thank you for joining me here at Indianapolis. Nice race here today for the Penn Grade 250. Nick Smith, the winner. And here are the points for the Turkey Hill Series. On behalf of Nathan Stapleton, thank you guys very much for watching once again. And I will see you guys later.